Toronto Williams, pair weight. Hello, everyone who has put a new song into my head that I have been singing all weekend.
Very good. Hey, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Well, one of the questions that I have for you is I really wanted to ask you about it's like something that happens when you get older and then your
Yeah.
family is actually open about the secrets of the family. Like you're exposed to a whole new world. And so I wanted to ask all of you about the importance of including learning from your, the familial past and the kind of the sins of the family to really help propel you to excel in your future. And I just wanted all of you to speak about the importance of that or how that might have impacted you in your own personal life.
Yeah, so it was, we spent the last several years thinking about this. And I guess for me personally, one thing that I thought about a lot was, and this is an element that sort of made its way into the movie as well, because, part of the story is actually about the sort of foundational myth of this family being displaced. And so my own family, I'm first generation Cuban American. And so I spent a lot of time thinking about my grandparents and thinking about how I grew up kind of thinking that they were like these sort of heroes, that sort of just like did this thing and came to this new country and started over and just sort of looked up to them. And it was only kind of as an adult that I really understood what that must have been like and like what that must have, the weight of that kind of starting over in a new place in your 30s and the complexity and nuance of that. And working on this movie, it was something that I thought about a lot. And it definitely really made its way into the film as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, over the course of this movie, we talked to our families a lot and actually tried to ask a lot of questions. And I think one of the things, sometimes you don't realize where your own personality comes from. My father has an amazing work ethic, and that's something that he definitely tried to instill in me and my brother and my sister. And over the course of this movie, I found out in my family, my great grandfather died in the Spanish flu when my grandfather was like 5 years old. My grandfather had to become the man of the house at 5 and had this amazing, incredible work ethic that was really critical and important for the family that he then instilled in my dad, and then my dad instilled down to us. I never knew that. I never knew that story. I never knew that tragedy that happened to him that's now led to today. And so I think a lot of these things that we don't realize is generational. I think like who you are is such a result of the people who have come before you. And a lot of the stories you don't know unless you ask those questions.
Thing that the movie talks about a lot is assumptions you're making about the people who you're growing up around. Like you think the people in your family. Like even my mom, I was spending time with her sister back on the East Coast, and her sister said, "Oh, by the way, I have your mom's sword in the garage if you want it." I'm like, "What? Wait, why does my mom have a sword?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, your mom was a good fencer back in college." I'm like, "What are you talking about? My mom doesn't use a sword. That's crazy." But it's for real. It exists. So that's one example. But I think this whole last 4 years for us, 4 or 5 years, has been about us delving into our families and sharing these stories amongst ourselves. And it's been great family therapy, and it's been very illuminating about like who we are as people as well.
No, I love it. Thank you so much for your responses and just exploring the idea that we learn so much more about our families as we get older. So I just want to send love and light all of your ways, and just thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you.
Great talking to you. Pleasure.